What the fuck? Greetings, denizens of the vast interconnected web of bits. I'm Lord Icantos. Welcome back to Stasis. We are still looking for a way to the medical bay on the Groom Lake, and we are right now in the middle of these vats of flesh. And as soon as I loaded in, I noticed where we are going to be heading next, up this crossbeam quite clearly that runs between the support columns. I'm pretty sure this is going to be a ladder up here. So let's try it. I doubt John will manage to climb there. Yeah, he tries to jump there like an idiot. We still have the crowbar grappling hook that we made last time, so let's use that. And bullseye. Yes. High above the platform, a ladder is grafted onto the support columns. Exactly what it looked like. So, okay, let's click on the nylon rope first then, I guess. I don't know why John started walking all the way. And we just lost our grappling hook. Figures. Holy hell.
I hate this damn place.
Okay, we are there on the ladder. I guess we're going up. Let's see if we can spot anything useful or interesting up here. Plenty of distractions always when I start recording. Apologies for that. Nope, don't see anything, so let's continue climbing. Come on, John, work those atrophied muscles. You can do it! Get to the chopper, come on! There is no chopper coming.
John, can you hear me?
Tia, it's soft, but I can hear you.
Shit. Shit, Jesus, that bang was loud from that trapdoor closing. Maintenance hatch for engineer access is set in the platform, yes, and we can't open it anymore. There's a tram line in shadow. The trams grip the tracks greedily with their many legs. That's one way of putting it. Magnetic stoppers on the tram's guide rails look sturdier than many other parts of this aging vessel. There's a lot of graffiti. Rarely trafficked areas breed unconventional forms of life. Here the graffiti tagger has covered the tram station with a wild variety of tribal markings. Okay, guess the future has a bit different types of tribal markings. Boarded up tram. Entrances indicate that the trams have been out of service for some time. Yeah, there's even a sign that says temporarily out of service. There doesn't seem to be anything down here, so I guess we are continuing here this way.
There's some sort of interference with the structure.
I'm in a tram station.
Okay. You, John, are awfully trusting that she can actually make out what you're saying. Because I doubt that's the case, seeing as we can't really make out much of what she's saying. We still have the drill and the empty syringe. What the fuck? Are we adding ghosts into the mix, or is John just hallucinating, or is there some goddamn projector left somewhere that is playing things on its own or through a motion sensor or something? Don't see anything here. Point it out. Fucking hell, this is creepy. There's some sort of a graffiti or writing there. Hard to say which. I could never tell in real life either, so... Okay, there doesn't seem to be... I'm not sure I want to walk towards that corner any further, but We can't even, or John just doesn't want to go. Oh, interesting. We can actually highlight the lights. Weird. Okay. Oh, some flooding.
The tower. I am pressurizing the raw materials containment tank.
Yeah, come in.
John, thank goodness, I can hear you. You just disappeared. No radio, no PDT.
Who the hell was that?
Dr. Herodes Milan has a special projects.
He knew you.
It's a big ship. I'm in a different division to him entirely. And you met him once. A real arsehole.
I just want to get my family out of this goddamn place.
That's the plan.
John, you are awfully trusting. She probably knows more than she's letting on. That's usually the case. Besides, it's always better not to just trust blindly. Especially in a situation like we are in. John seems a bit naive in a way.
You mentioned earlier that you lost my PDT.
Personal data tag. Every person on board has one.
Like animals.
The tags monitor everything. Security access, food intake, location tracking.
Everyone has a tag. We can use it to find my family.
I'm afraid it doesn't work like that, John.
Like hell it doesn't. If I'm tagged, then so are they. You said.
I can only access your tag because the DotMink scanners registered you. I've scanned for your family and I can't pick them up.
Are they on the ship? Have they been rescued?
It only means that PDTs haven't been activated. But I still have an idea that might just work.
Right. I've always hated this kind of negative connotation of using term animals, like how John just said that. But like, we are animals. We're an animal species. We're a mammal. Like, eh. So of course, tagging ourselves would be like tagging animals because we are tagging animals. I don't know. That's just me.
In the crew quarters, you should be close to an infirmary with a DNA sequencer. If you could get your blood into the sequencer, I can scan the ship for familial DNA, and then we can find your daughter. Then...
We can use her DNA to find Ellen.
Exactly.
Notice. Reserve power facilities are online. Backup systems are now enabled and functioning at benchmark levels.
The outside temperature is minus 218 degrees Celsius.
I'm guessing there's a radio here somewhere picking up random transmissions as well, making background noise. Pipes and machinery, a multitude of machines and pipes knitted together lie redundant. And here was scaffolding, forms a protective shell around assorted machinery rising toward a high ceiling. Maze-like shadows are cast onto the walls and ground. Okay, and the music is bringing us to a more relaxed state and mood. Commons, yes, there's crew commons, a gloomy doorway to the crew room, and security office. Static dances across the screen to the tune of hissing, and this screen broadcasts only one channel, an endless storm of static. Okay, I think this might be a good place to save the game. Let's check security offices first. Let's go back to the other way. Yeah, no. A dead security guard. A crumpled body rests against a slanted bulkhead in a leisurely repose. The uniform indicates that it's a security officer who seems to have something.
They cut his wrists.
Oh. He couldn't take it. Paul Hodgeson. Okay. Reading time again. Let's see what's been going on in this section. September 23rd. This whole shift change thing is kind of strange. Putting Ronald in security when he's obviously not equipped strikes me as irresponsible. Oh well, I'm sure I can compensate. September 27th. A notice went out telling us to follow the new security guidelines this evening. I wonder what happened. It's only a few extra doors to lock as far as I'm concerned. Easy enough. I wonder if it really was. Then this is more than a week later, November 7th. Actually more than a month later. Yeah, food supplies are stalled and people are getting nervous. Someone's been distilling alcohol despite the fact that express authorization is required to even possess it. Ivan was describing the concept of moonshine to Ronald, and the guy asked how moonshine could exist if we're in a spaceship so far away from the moon. I swear to God, if aliens board the ship and pick us off one by one or something, I want to see Ronald go first. I wouldn't say I'm not sharing that sentiment based on this. Oh well, November 9th. I really want to do something about this alcohol situation. It's my duty to ensure that the Groom Lake's crew is secure and that important research isn't interfered with. At least I'd like to believe so. These clowns don't share the sentiment. Then we jump on to December 19th. The ass end of the ship just started exploding and jolted everything that wasn't bolted down. There's a goddamn pen stuck in the wall next to me. I can only imagine all the people injured right now, but can't leave on account of the lockdown. Lockdown or not, Station B is fucked, so getting to medical isn't happening. Someone suggested that we could use the specimen transport track, but that's shady as all hell. I guess we just found out what we'll have to try to use to get there. Okay, and then December 26th, after Christmas. There's no leaving the security center now. Staring at Ronald's lifeless body is a fucking superior alternative to being ripped apart by whatever's outside. I hear screams. They're distant and muffled. Things turned fun around Christmas then. I mean, on 19th, ship started exploding. Question is, did the explosions start happening first before other weird shit started happening in the ship? Like, are the explosions done on purpose, or? That's going to be the interesting question. Silence. 24 hours of silence. Not a scream, not a footstep. Still not a word from Ivan. The guy looked away from the atmosphere control room just before Ronald pulled the plug. I got bored and read Ronald's file. He had a lot of stuff running really deep. Maybe he wasn't ignorant after all. January 3rd. That's it for the water. Ivan refused to drink anything but moonshine. I tried my best to get him to have water. Stubborn bastard wouldn't hear it. He hasn't moved in a while. And probably never did since. I know it's technically Ivan, but as I'm kind of reading it by the security guard's log, I imagine he probably pronounced it Ivan. Anyway, portals into life support. The viewing portals look in upon the disturbingly grimy life support control room. That security door there, I'm guessing it's leading into life support room and seems to be locked. It's a strong metal door. Let's see if we can knock on it or...
Just fucking open!
Okay, Ronald. That was kind of desperate. There's a motion detection device that has been installed above the door. Doesn't seem to be working, or it doesn't give a fuck, or the system it's linked to doesn't give a fuck. Okay, I guess this is Ivan. The security guard seems to have died while sitting in this cushioned recliner. It tilts back at an angle that will hold the body for a long, long time. Okay, the security cameras. Bank of monitors was designed to display the view from various security cameras around the facility. There's a computer terminal for us to use. Another terminal that might have provided access to advanced system functions if it weren't hopelessly powered down. There's some sort of a poster, I think, on the wall. Can't really make out what it is, but it's probably some sort of an, you know, inspirational office work poster. Or motivational. One or the other. That's what I'm imagining it to be. That's what is usually the case with these big corpos. Okay, let's examine probably Ivan first. Yeah. Because I guess that he would have more for us to read also throughout December. So this will be interesting to get some extra insight on the events and the timeline. Let's start with September 23rd. This new guy, Anderson, is really something. 5 minutes in the door, and he's already asking what all the computers do. I like it. He's inquisitive, just like my boy back home. I'm glad he got put here in the shift change, but I'm disappointed that neither of these two are ladies. I could use some female company. Who knows what the ulterior motive for that was. Could have just been that he started to be bored of, you know, typical guys talk and shit. Who knows? Okay, maybe Anderson is a little more confused than inquisitive, but his heart is in the right place. I can respect that. But Sarge? How in the hell did the boy get Sarge from Surato? Paul is just plain obnoxious. November 1st. Food's not coming for a while. Fortunately, somebody's been making moonshine. It's not the white oak whiskey from back home, but you don't come across much liquor in space. Looks like I'll be moderating the supply, so to speak. And November 10th, Hodgeson just tried to arrest someone. Prick. So they tried to do their job and you deem them a prick? Wow. November 23rd. Rations are in. Good thing too. The liquor wasn't keeping the crew at bay like it used to. Then we jump a week ahead to November 30th. This entire ship smells like shit. It's always been bad, but it gets worse every day. It's even a different type of shit every once in a while. Beyond me. Probably, maybe, something to do with those vats of flesh. Who knows? And then December 19th. Groom Lake is on lockdown. Tremors, power outages, and several injured. So December 19th is clearly the day parts of the ship started blowing up, breaking, and the lockdown commenced. December 23rd. Some guys left 3 days ago to repair a tram station. Haven't heard from them since. I can only fear the worst, and I don't want to wait to figure out what's been going on around here. Paul and I have agreed on a solution, but Anderson isn't grasping it. I don't expect him to. Okay, then 25th. I knew Anderson would have trouble coping. I knew he wouldn't understand. At least he went easier than we will. The very next day, he was busy writing for these few days here. He saw so much in his short life, there just wasn't room for more. But he doesn't write much though per entry, so not that poetic, I guess. Okay, there's some more here. He'll never have a funeral. Nobody back home is going to think of him and wonder what's happened. I think Paul and I are the only people on this ship who knew him by name. Maybe that Samantha girl he was talking about still remembers him. Her dog could be named after him, or maybe he picked her a flower and she tucked it into a book. Does this refer to that Samantha? Or is that Samantha originally, actually? I never did read much, but right now I'd love to be holding a book. Poe would work. He's the only author I know by name. Well, that explains it. I was starting to wonder how the hell did he pull off Poe's name then, but yeah. I haven't talked to Paul. He thinks I'm drinking, but I'm too preoccupied with Anderson for that. I figure I'm writing this for a reason. What if nobody ever reads it? What if this ship just drifts to the edge of the universe, dead and empty? If you exist, if you somehow stumble upon this, remember Anderson for me. He reminds me so much of how my son used to be. If you don't do it, nobody will. I don't beg. I never beg. But if you're a decent human, you'll know why you have to. Remember Anderson. Mr. Anderson shall be remembered. Okay, and then we jump to over a week later to January 7th. Barely awake. Typing is an effort. Moonshine is not water. Hodgeson had last word. I wonder if he died of thirst then, in the end. Probably did. I mean, he didn't wait around that long, but I guess Ivan did. Okay, let's check around the security camera monitors. Is there any footage here that we could check or anything? Or is it's just the current? I think we can change around a bit. Why is there a skull over there? Oh, okay, I guess there's some area has some sort of a biohazard situation going on. This one shows only static. This one shows some sort of a bigger room, space. Could this be the crew quarters? I think there are bodies on the floor. And then wherever this is. There's the weird like finger icon on the hand, but at least I can't seem to be able to click on anything. Maybe we need to do something or get something first before it actually starts functioning. That could be one thing. Maybe this security terminal. Atmosphere control access. Activate motion detector. Oh, it just wasn't activated, but
I'll need to figure something out here.
so it'll only work for a moment, then it will deactivate itself. So we need to somehow...
Ladies and gentlemen, please take a moment of silence to remember Henry Kane. We ask that you join us in recognizing his greatness.
Yeah, I don't think anyone's here going to do that. Even those few that are left here. Well, maybe that... whoever that was, I forgot already the name. Man, my short-term memory sucks lately. Okay, let's check the security logs if there's any hints or anything here about the motion detector or its working condition. November 2nd. Alcohol is being manufactured and distributed aboard the Groom Lake. Security has opted to take an approach of non-intervention, as its effect on morale will likely prevent theft and potential riots associated with the limited rations. However, security will regularly confiscate quantities of alcohol to moderate the supply. Decent idea, I would agree. November 22nd. Rations have arrived and been distributed. Very few reported or evidential cases of theft. This can likely be attributed to the morale increase speculated as a result of the distribution of alcohol. Specimen Samantha received for transport to Laboratory 18. This specimen from the cloning vats is contained in an iron lung. Transport needs to be arranged quickly. Specimen is scraping against the inside of the containment unit. So, I'm wondering, based on that entry, if this Samantha, if there was the actual girl who's been cloned, where the specimen came from, had a dog. Did they attempt to do some sort of a hybrid? Or was there an accident with Samantha and her dog falling into one of the vats or something? Or that was the sixth one, yeah. Who knows? December 19th. Tremors have struck the Groom Lake. Power outages and severe injuries have been reported. Lockdown is in effect. And my god, there is a lot of blood all over the place, everywhere around. I could understand it in the PD of the guy who slashed his wrists, but who splashed blood all over this security terminal? 4 crew members have been reported missing while attempting to restore a tram station to working order. To prevent further loss or injury, the corridor has been sealed and flooded with highly corrosive gas. Okay, so I'm guessing that is the where on the cameras we see the skull/hazard icon. Okay. Don't see anything extra there. Through the window or the viewing portal. I think we'll have to go check the crew commons at this point first.
Once we know where Becca is, how can I get to her?
There is another tram through the crew quarters. Once we know where you're going, we'll move forward from there.
More trams.
Yeah, I wouldn't be very trusting after the previous accident either, and seeing how most of them have been that we've seen on the way. Yes, that's what it says. And smile. You're on murder camera. Mountain images. Oh yes, where this has been scraped on. There are actually images of mountains, mountain range. A long landscape of a serene mountainscape intended to provide a sense of calm and perspective. Yeah, in the middle of nowhere. Frosted glass door, which is locked. Okay. This especially large frosted glass door is coated with the dirt of neglect, and hopefully it won't do the same shit that this door just pulled. This entrance leads to the medical laboratory. Okay. There is a dead body. Oh. Yeah, the PDA is there on the side. Body lies slumped against the entrance bulkhead. With its head hanging forward, it's almost possible to imagine him having a nap during a long shift. Could be what happened and then the door killed him. I don't know.
I wish I could do something. Something more.
Help me. Dr. Rick Graeme. September 27th. I'm getting sick of this bumps and scrapes bullshit. I didn't get this degree just so that I could stitch idiots up when they accidentally stab themselves with a pen. I want to do fun experiments. Is that too much to ask? It's not like I want to be a mad scientist and sew new arms onto people or anything. Although, human spiders would be cool. I think you just, told yourself why you are not doing fun experiments. Although, seeing this place, I mean, probably would have been glad to help. December 7th, it's a miracle! Security somehow ended up passing a container from one of the cloning vats onto me. It's labeled Samantha. They understand it's to be transferred to Lab 18, right? Oh well, no reason I can't observe it for a while, right? I'll have my loyal assistant Miriam make up some good excuses for me. So this was before the lockdown and the explosions and things happened that Samantha ended up onto this guy. And he decided to keep it at least for a while. Let's see, the next day, December 8th. This creature is marvelous. The notes included don't say much, but I'm pretty sure that she didn't have a fully formed spine when they packaged this girl up. It describes her as being just a tail. There are some other bones as well, but I didn't major in monster anatomy. I wish I had, though. You can't make this shit up. I didn't know that was a major. An option. Monster anatomy. 2 days later, December 10th, this fucker grew eyes. I mean it. She did not have these the last time I checked. They're rudimentary, sure, but they just grew. They follow me around. At this point, I'm going to take credit for Samantha entirely. I mean, they can't prove that there was anything more than some stem cells in that container the last they saw it, right? From now on, Samantha is mine. I can't wait to see what she turns into. Lab 18 is definitely getting suspicious and impatient. I'm running out of excuses for why I haven't transferred Samantha yet. I need Miriam to stall a bit longer. I read her PDA, so I know she wants to turn me in. She wants my job. Fortunately, I have video of her screwing the guys from the lab. All of them. So there's my job security. Oh, also a blackmailing asswipe as well. Okay, over a week later, and on the day of the explosions and lockdown. Let's see if he had actually given up Samantha at this point or not. This just got serious. The tremors knocked me over the counter and I twisted a muscle in my knee. It's going to be a long lockdown spent bandaging people up without any access to the full medical wing. Okay, doesn't mention anything about Samantha. Did he still have it? 2 days later, 21st, Samantha isn't mine anymore. Some other poor fool can take responsibility for this one. Yeah, this is now interesting. We can't directly deduce from this whether or not he had Samantha on the 19th. Or not. Okay, let's see. 29th, I heard shrill screams coming from the entertainment area. The first and last time I've performed surgery, the patient woke up and started screaming her head off. Something about seeing your own exposed ribs really bothers people. I wonder why. Anyway, these screams were like that, only more intense. They're the screams of the dying. I've locked the emergency bulkhead. No sign of Miriam. I wonder. So Miriam went missing. At least as far as he was concerned, it seems. But ladies and gents, that's it for today's episode. So when we return, we shall enter the medical laboratory and see what's cooking. Probably not a meth lab, though who knows with these fuckers. So thanks for watching, hope you have a great day and or night. See you next video.